bad at trying to ban people. It's not going to work. Okay, so we need to talk to Mr. Ripley here. He's supposed to give us information about something, I have a feeling. About stuff. Oh, the man who waits. Yeah, the lead and key stuff. Question the animancers, and we did that, and eventually this opened up. Ripley, believe it or not, I know. Hey, Leo, welcome back.
How do you do?
A young Orlan woman traces her fingers about the spines of the books in front of her. Row by row, her motions quick and skittish, like a bird's. She does not notice you until you are nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm investigating any suspicious activity in the sanitarium. What do you do here? I mostly help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. If there's nothing else, I need to get back to my work. I'm looking for an expert. No, we already knew that one. No 3 target. What? Azure has 350 neurons on rank, blah, blah, blah. Oh, was there a question? Azure. Hey, T10, welcome back. All set? Okay, sure there's no fusion going on out there. Okay, so I'm investigating suspicious activity. Oh, didn't have enough for 20. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm just Master Azo's assistant. He'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of an busy with some patients. You won't be able to see him until he comes out from the patient ward. Is he busy with patients, or is he running some sort of experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. I'm sorry. How do I get into the patient ward? Only Master Azo has access. I guess Headward at Ethelmauer does too, but he's, a statue now. Looking for an expert. Me? I'm just I'm just here visiting. But there's a visiting scholar from Ravua here named Belisage. I don't know, we to talk to her. Okay, now what do we do? Now we go to... Oh, that's right. We're supposed to talk to the statue about stuff we might find out. Dum, dum, dum. Run faster. I feel silly talking to a statue, by the way.
How do you do?
Have you learned anything? Maybe. Is Caedmon Azo running experiments on the patients here? Experiments? Caedmon Azo is in charge of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. I am disappointed in Caedmon. I had hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. Rocket 2. Hey, Paller, welcome back. Let's see. He'll be in his office or in the patient wards. I am granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you will wish to speak to him further on this matter. And I, for one, am curious as to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would ask that also that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They have enough troubles as it is. Well, we know how that's going to go. I'm going to guess this is the patient ward down here. Yeah, it's perhaps bigger than we thought it was. Head warden says you can go in. Be careful in there. That means sneak.
I'll stay out of sight.
We don't need to sneak. Patient, 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 patient. You look like a Kickstarter backer? Or not. A curved spine twists this woman's posture forward. Her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Then, noting your appearance, she adds, "A friendly visit, I hope. What do you know about this Animancer Azo?" "Oh, I like him very much. Many Animancers could care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Master Azo treats us like humans, even the very sick. And you can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened to Azo?" Her eyes dart back and forth, and her voice lowers to just above a whisper. "They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Deerwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of from the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in Andra's gift? No, tell me. If you would just finish what you're saying. No, tell me. They call them buoys, because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times." Buoys, that's just mean. Anyway, Master Azo has scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day, he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard, and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Do you know where I can find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Have any of the patients here been acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say only has a half a soul, and who was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Different from their normal behavior, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward have volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. Not because it's working. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he's always was a bit of a wild one. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know if I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor, just Master Azo. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Why are you in here? Behind her hair, her cheeks flush. I don't want to say. You'll think less of me. I'm listening. I wouldn't worry about that. When you blush, it brings out the color in your eyes. You can tell me. I'm going crazy too. You shouldn't tease. No one in here can help what they are. I know. I've tried. Hey, Thunder, welcome back. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy, took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved in a tiny place in Andra's gift. Got my mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day, this noble woman comes in, wants this fancy hood gown fixed. Gorgeous thing. This shade of blue I've never seen before. Only I had. I looked at it, and it reminded me of something. I had what they called an awakening. I remembered being a noble woman myself in another life. People doting over me, men doting over me, the best food, the most beautiful home, all the things you'd never dare to dream of. They were mine. It was poison knowing that. All those things I had that I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into an estate and start ordering servants around. It seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but I can't get past it, and I start to wonder, did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Let's talk about something else. Maybe get there again one day, if not in life, but in another. Maybe the gods took offense to your not overindulgence. Nobody deserves to go through that what you've gone through. You had it right before. There's things to do, but there's nothing to do but live with it. Maybe the gods took offense to your overindulgence. She sighs. Maybe they did. I wish I had known back when I was noble. Maybe I'd have done things differently. Ta-da. So, flesh construct, what are you doing here? The construct turns its head towards you and watches warily. That's good. Poultry. Looks yummy.
Laying low.
Hoping to find something, maybe. Not. Grigboards show deep gouge marks. They're spaced like folk or elven fingernails. Crooked chalk tally marks cover the surface of this table. This section. Is there a door? There's a doorway.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Okay, too far away, they can't hear you. Something churns and bubbles in this tank. Yummy. Copper wires and conduits are shiny. The device is warm to the touch.
I see where you're going with that. Give me a real challenge.
A Raven Wing. Unique mace one-handed. Crushing damage deflection. Damage reduction. Coordinating. So accuracy bypasses 3 damage resistance, plus 4 accuracy when attacking the same target as an ally, plus 25% damage when attacking the target as an ally. Same target as an ally, blah, blah, blah. 3. It's a nice mace. So compared to what your current... No, not you. You're using the bow. So his flail. It's worth more. This is average speed. Damage is better, but it's slower. Yeah, blah. Burn damage, because we added that. Same accuracy, better damage. Texting as somebody else, so what can we do on this thing? Secondary damage we don't have the parts for. Slain. Ugh. Oh, what do we run in? I don't know what we're running into the most of anymore. It's a pretty good selection, so give around with that for a little while. No? That's not what we thought it was. This is, though. It's a different... Oh. It looked like it had wings, but it was just because we were only seeing 2 of the things at a time. Actually got 4. Clever people with that thing. Oh, you're the troublemaker.
I see where you're going with that.
Nope, nope.
This calls for a subtle touch. Give me a real challenge.
What did he pick up, if anything? Yeah, we picked it up. Just don't know what it was. Here's a pike. I think this was what he picked up, this light armor. So stun reduction, wow, minus 50% stun reduction, minus 50% chance knockdown duration, plus 50 defense when stunned, defense while prone. Gets damage reduction, sorry. So not spectacular, but so light armor, he's wearing that stuff. Got the fine armor. So this is better for, well, DR is the same. Recovery speed is the same. All the stun duration stuff reduction though. And it's got some extra here. Oh, looks like you wear that one. Both are the same, so, okay. Druid takes more abuse than she does. Yeah, let's give it to you. Doing that for some reason. Okay. Saved.
I'll take a peek.
No reason to sneak against this guy. So, round-faced balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
Ethelmar told me you were not supposed to be doing any more experiments. I heard you were demoted. How did it happen? I'd like to access the North Ward. Out of the question, these patients are in isolation for a reason. So you can coerce them into your experiments. Sveol told me everything. Your forehead seems damp all of a sudden. Perhaps I should discuss your insubordination with the head warden.
You smug cretin. How dare you come down here and meddle? You have no idea the importance of my research.
But I do. He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger, a growl simmering beneath his breath and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down on the floor before handing it to you. Ethelmar told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. I heard you were demoted. How did it happen? His nostrils flare and he bares his upper teeth more broadly. That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Odmer, that smug weasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if to remove a bitter taste from his mouth. You're not supposed to do any more experiments. Yes, well, Athamora hasn't done much good for anyone since he had his soul moved into an inanimate object, so I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers all followed the commands of their leaders, where would they be? Where would we be? Now, we'd all be as backward and filthily ignorant as Redxras. Whatever, how you say that? Reed. You know nothing about life or death, or even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. Aloth. I never thought I'd find myself in agreement with a statue, but Ethelmar is right about this fellow, at least. He sneers at Azo. How easily ambition masquerades as prudence. I'll bet he's fooled even himself. You toil with things beyond your comprehension. It's dangerous and foolish. It seems to me we're still in the dark. Surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives. You're right about that much. There are certain questions that have to be asked. I have no interest in arguing about this. Sure, there are other paths that don't involve risking lives.
Indeed. Many lives have been spent in such pursuits, writing treatises and poems. But tell me this, how does one verify the truth of a poem? If some philosopher stumbled across the meaning of our existence, how would we know it from a false one? These are wasted lives. In Animancy there is progress. We are measurably closer to complete understanding because of our work, and that will be true until our work is complete. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an Animancer, or it will be no one at all.
Have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it. Now that Ethelmar is involved, I asked for volunteers from our patients, and a few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood their sacrifices would need something. I'm looking for an expert in awakenings. I don't have the time to give you directions. Go bother someone else. Very well. So now what are we supposed to do? Mention name here. Oh, got to get in the right and interview Graham still. Okay, so we have the key at least. Something turns and bubbles in this tank. Of course it does. It's probably alive. Copperwire. Oh, that's the same thing that was up here. Okay. Reminder. In the process of doing a giveaway for a $25 Steam gift card. If you'd like to have a shot at winning it, all you need to do is make sure you're following the stream and then type in !ticket space and the number between 1 and 20 and how many tickets you'd like. Each ticket will cost you 100 points or neurons. If you don't know how many points you currently have, just type in !balance or !ticket. No, points. !points. I forgot the two commands. Balance is the better one to use though, because it's easier for me to remember. So anyway, again, if you have any questions on how that works, ask away. Ticket. Ring, you forgot to put a space in there between the T and the 2. Oh yeah, we're picking the winner here in a little under 10 minutes or so. We'll have Veronica read off the rules one more time before we do that, though, so you know when to pay attention. Blame this mobile keyboard. Well, at least it's not a mobile French keyboard. Jeff could have some words with you if you know, or he'd share his experiences with you, I should say. Okay, so supposed to go find Graham, wherever Graham's hiding out. Which way is technically north? Is it there or is it there? And why do we have flesh constructs walking around everywhere?
And what does the flame reveal?
There's a patient.
There's something you don't see every day.
That to go down. We'll see what this is. Oh, drugs. We're lucky. Our miniature space pig. Piglet. Sorry, miniature space piglet. Keep in there. Where's all the good stuff? So if he's doing experiments on people in the North Wing, why is he hanging out here? In this part of the building. I said he'd make me better soon. What's he really doing to you? That was the real question. Maybe he's turning them into the flesh constructs. So there's the North Ward. We'll come back to you. Lockpicks.
Laying low.
So it's this Azo's office, I bet. Nobody's here, so probably. Oh, look, money. He doesn't need it. Let's grow the protection. Yep. Sure. Okay, northward. Okay, I'm going to have Veronica read off the rules for the giveaway one more time, and then we'll pick a winner shortly after that. So, here's Veronica with the rules, and good luck. Hey, Veronica, announce the giveaway.
Hello. My name is Veronica and welcome to the April monthly giveaway. Today's prize is a $25 Steam gift card. To enter, make sure you are following this channel and type !ticket, space, then how many entries you would like. You may enter up to 20 times as long as you have enough neurons to pay for the entries. Each entry will cost you 100 neurons. Make sure you have enough neurons to pay for your entries. If you try to buy more entries than you can afford, the brain bot will ignore you and you will not be entered into the giveaway. For example, if you have 150 neurons, you can only buy one entry. If you try to buy 2 or more entries, the brain bot will ignore your request to enter the giveaway. If you are unsure of how many neurons you have, type exclamation point points. If you have any questions about the giveaway or how it works, please ask Gimpy. Thank you and good luck.
Yep, good luck, and thank you very much for watching. Picking the winner here in a minute or so. Is this my face? Tell me. I don't know. Is it your face? What a question. Get through there. Thunder and sky, rain of blood, innocence must drown. Flames must be fed. Watch about too much. What is it saying? Flames must be fed. Watch them rise. Too much silence. Too much. Talk to there. Graham, this man has the look of his eye, in his eyes of a hunted animal, and as you approach, he staggers backwards to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he would climb the walls if it would get him farther away from you. He cries out, a bizarre primal utterance like nothing you have heard. I need to ask you some questions. You can't hide from me, leaden spy. You need to ask him questions. Graham looks at you blankly. It is unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic has momentarily subsided. He opens his mouth to speak, but the words that come out are half-formed as though his tongue is cut out. I know that feeling. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they are words at all. Aleph makes a noise of disgust. Those animancers did this to him. You can see what comes from their meddlings. Earl said that you were being treated by Cadmian Azo. Perception. You're afraid. Do certain visitors make you afraid? He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps closer to the front of the cell. And as he does so, for the first time you can perceive his soul within your ken. It is misshapen, as though maned by some jagged instrument, and large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into Graham's soul. Sure, why not? You project out toward the maimed soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell. A key turns. The door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. He beckons, apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else? In your mind is a single word, and the word is no. But it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You press against the back wall, cornered. You cry out. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantled his work, and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns a knob, and you feel yourself begin to crack from within, and you can feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you are screaming a scream you can barely hear. Continue searching. Another night, heavy footsteps outside your door, coming for you. You look through a slit in your door. The flesh giant, the artificial being, just outside but facing left, facing the end of the hall. The boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant, then collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away, and leaves. Decouple from his soul. Graham looks at you, still wild-eyed, but somehow more present. He nods at you, then walks back to the end of the cell. So, he's taking pieces of his soul a little bit at a time. That's what it sounds like. Anyway, let's pick a winner. Dum dum dum. So, who's going to win for today? Good luck to everybody. And today's winner is Hurricane. Congratulations, Hurricane. Let's see if he's awake. Hurricane, are you awake? Last entry? Was it the last entry? I didn't look. If it was coincidence. We had this discussion yesterday. But anyway, congratulations, Hurricane, and of course, congratulations. Is there an entry log? There is. The problem, well, let's see. Ring was actually. So Ring was actually, no, Hurricane was the last entry. Ring was second to last. So it's all luck. I mean, it's total skepticism whether it's the last one in or not. That's the, it's probably one of the longer running myths and the giveaway system. So anyway, congratulations, Hurricane. Congratulations, Fenny, who won yesterday. And for everybody else, if you didn't win, don't worry. We do this every third Saturday and third Sunday of the month, unless there's a reason not to do it like there was this month, because we had Easter last Sunday, so we had to push the giveaways back to this weekend, and it's worked out fine. And that's how that works. So, and so we're done there. Okay, so once again, stream of course is not over. We got about 3 hours to go still, so keep going or stick around or build up those points for next month. Like I said, they happen every third Sunday of the month. And Hurricane, thank you very much for the gift subs. So congratulations to Vukruls, Gwydion, Calton P, Gladestone, and Nihilith. So congratulations to you five, and of course Hurricane, thank you very much for the continued gift sub support. You're currently up to 525 total over the last couple of years. So once again, thank you very much, Hurricane, for that. Okay. Dum dum. Okay, continue on. So what else are we supposed to be doing in here? Talking to people in the cells, right? Maybe. See what they're up to. Dun, dun, dun. Uskrim, who are you? A willowy adolescent boy stands in the center of the cell. Gawkish and stoop-shouldered, he stares straight ahead. The occasional blink is his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you should wish to. We wish to. You close your eyes and edge forward toward the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath, as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some intermediate abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You're rushing toward the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength of the hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it. Contained in this new vessel, you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors unheeded by the other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animacy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, to one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and flimsy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Unlike the others, this one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says, and he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. But the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. "Behold," he says, and there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another and another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact for which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?"
Hello, Gimpy. It is time to take a break.
"Not yet."
Go get some more water while you are up. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support, or you can watch the ads during the break, or you can type !treats in chat. Thank you. Your next break is in 1 hour.
After we're done here. He asked at a volume. Sorry, how do you feel? He asked at a volume meant for the crowd, and this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into this crystal globe, and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panic screams from the crowd, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animacy now? You're pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes. Deeper and deeper, your past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form the thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Adra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that it is the soul of Theos Ix Arcanon, the man you have been searching for, that gazes out from that borrowed husk. A watcher. You made me into a watcher. I need you to undo it. I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answers. Not just a watcher. Someone who'll break those little legs of yours if you don't do exactly what I tell you. You made me into a watcher. I need you to undo it. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest. Then he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems, for that moment, that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of it. think better of what he is about to say. His jaw tightens. Oh, they couldn't have voiced this, huh? I know your look, your hunger. Hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backwards with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Uh-oh. This is going well. So, cannot save while in combat, but I'd like to, because I need to take a break. Need to take a break. Need to get up, stretch my legs, get some water, that kind of thing. Check on Rocket, because he's not happy, because Mrs. Gimpy's not here. Thank you, Routster. Welcome back. Just in time for break, because I do need to get up, stretch my legs, get some water. Like I just said, I'll be back in a few minutes to, of course, do this fight. So, thank you for watching. Be back shortly. Enjoy the dog video.